Welcome back to the Love Living Local 315 podcast with your hosts, Scott and Kelly Greats. Today, we are joined by Frankfort HarborFest Committee Chairperson Rick Sassone and our rock and roll mayor of Frankfort, Justin Smithson. These two gentlemen share what was an extremely exciting and fun-filled conversation about community and culture and building traditions, and most importantly, having fun, celebrating our community, the Mohawk Valley, with music and food and some drinks and a car show and a kids zone and everything that is just awesome about gathering in the fall at the Frankfort Marina. It's the 4th annual Frankfort HarborFest. Stick around, enjoy this conversation, and hopefully we see you on September 21st at the Frankfort HarborFest. All right, 4th annual HarborFest, Frankfort HarborFest in the Frankfort Marina. We have the chairman of the board. Is it the whole board, the HarborFest board?
Yes, committee.
Committee, all right. Chairman of the committee, Rick Sassone, and you hear him playing in the background, our rock and roll mayor, Justin Smithson.
Hello.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Don't thank us in advance. Let's see where this goes.
I'm
first.
super excited.
I love the studio.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I never want to leave now.
Well, you have to, right?
I know.
Yeah, at some point. But let's talk about the HarborFest 4th annual. I'm going to start right now by saying just circumstantial weirdness. I've never been to one. Not because I didn't want to.
I was there last year.
Complete FOMO. But we had 2 years we were
away.
traveling.
You
we
were
were out of
someplace.
town. And
I remember last year you said you had to go someplace last year.
I was there, though,
You were
last
there.
year. It was awesome.
So does that mean this year you're coming?
This is the
Yes.
year.
Yes.
That was my
thank
big
you.
announcement
Man,
right
we
out
really
of the
gotta
gate.
blow
You
it up
blocked
now.
it out.
He's actually
I
gonna
will
come.
be there.
Scott Greats is
Scott
going to be
Greats
there.
is going to be there. We got to
And
blow it out of the wall.
I'm gonna roll it now. I was gonna save it. The Scott Greats DJ stage
That's right.
will be
That's
rocking
right.
again this
The
year.
tent will be up. My tent was there last year.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
I
there
was in
spirit.
charge of putting the tent up.
Okay,
and
you
coming
did a
and taking
tremendous
it.
job.
Yeah, I know.
Tremendous
Yeah, that
job.
was great. You
It
did all
stayed
by
up all
yourself?
day.
I'm his assistant.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Stayed up all day. You're going to be on that again?
Yes.
We can come down on
Exactly.
Friday if you want. We'll all be there Friday
Executive
setting up.
assistant.
So DJ Ease 1
Nice.
is the master of
Is the-
ceremony.
yep.
Will
Okay.
be.
Well, let's start there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
talk about it. Let's talk about the events, because this isn't just music. There's a whole bunch of
there's a
stuff
ton,
going
yeah.
on. So
Yep.
let's have it.
Well, obviously the music. We have a new DJ this year, DJ Ease 1. He's out of Utica, and he does a great job. I saw him also being friends with him. I saw him at a benefit a few months ago, and he just did a great job getting everybody into it and stuff. And I thought he'd be great for HarborFest. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
talked to Ricky, and we got him. So
Well, as I saw, if you saw in my interview I did with Genesee Joe, the rock and roll mayor is the entertainment director.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems logical.
And
Yeah.
right. You listen, chairman, I do nothing. Okay. I just have good people on the committee.
You got a hold of me
That's
for a
the key.
donation.
You did. Right. Right.
You did that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do something.
I did do that because the rock and roll mayor. Yeah. So, but thank you, by the way, for the tent is tremendous for the stage. So this guy, I mean, have you seen the lineup?
Oh, yeah. I've seen the lineup.
I mean, it's like, it's amazing.
Before,
Well, we got- yeah.
before the audience, give us a lineup.
Well, yeah, we got familiar faces from last year, of course, and we got some new faces this year. So as you walk into the event this year, Dale Edwards and his son Brendan are going to be performing as you walk in as a duo, and they're called As Is. So that's from 10 to 11 as people are walking in. And then on the main stage, Max Sheldon is going to be opening at 11 o'clock. After him is Grit and Grace.
Nice.
Jackie Pop,
Yep.
my favorite all-time female vocalist. now.
Yeah. And after Grit and Grace is Gridley Page, which is a first timer, and everybody knows Gridley Page from the old Brownies days back in
I was
the
going to say,
90s.
is
You know?
it the same crew?
Nah, I mean, there's two guys that are original members,
Okay.
Matt Godritis and Tim Moyer,
All right.
and Tim is still the lead singer. And you know, I always say the same thing, like when I play out and stuff. I'm like, if you like what you hear, you know, we're Showtime. If not, we're Gridley Page, or you know, Justin Smithson. If you don't like what you hear, I'm Tim Moyer. You know, kind of do that. But he does the same thing
For
to us,
years,
but-
I thought you were Tim Moyer.
Oh God, please don't say that. So after Gridley Page, they're going to do the Car Show Awards, and that's at 3:00. So all the awards and stuff will be announced. And right after that, Sean Smith
Big
from
Sexy?
season 5, The Voice. The artist formerly known as Big Sexy. Yes, he is no longer Big Sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's rebranding.
He's rebranding. And then next
Is
year,
he still sexy? Just
He
not.
is.
Okay.
he's more medium sexy now. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But then the next year, he's just going to go by a symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so
that's the natural progression.
So, yeah, exactly. So after Sean goes on, then the Posers.
No, Soul Injection.
Oh, Soul Injection. Soul Injection is after, that's right.
I think before Sean, right?
No,
Or
after Sean.
after
We can
Sean.
inject the soul anywhere.
The
Yes, the soul
will
can be injected anywhere.
And they're a second-time performer. They were here a couple
and
years ago.
very, very excited to have them back in the fold. And then we have the Posers returning from last year. And just want to throw this out there. It is not because of me that Showtime is returning this year or has been a part of it. It was all this man right here, and he wanted the band, and they wanted the band, and so we made it happen. So.
Right, and it was booked way before he became the rock and roll mayor.
No, that's true.
But it's just a natural fit. And the crowd last year was incredible for Showtime and the fireworks, right?
Yeah,
Make sure
I
you
was
stick
there.
around after the music because fireworks.
So
The
last
fireworks
note,
were awesome. Like I said, I was there last year.
Yep.
Impressive.
last note of Showtime. Boom, 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 fireworks. Now they won't tell me the song because I'll spoil it. I'll learn probably at the break.
I have no idea what the song
You
is.
guys don't even know. They don't even.
Proud to
are
be
you
an
kidding
American.
me?
Can it be Lee Greenwood just for me?
Oh yeah, that's
No,
a
the
great idea.
Fireworks, no.
No. Or Freebird.
We'll have a teary,
No Freebird.
a teary-eyed. About 6 weeks out from the general election. Yeah, that might be a thing to.
All right,
roll.
real quick, and then we'll
Yeah.
move on. As mayor, how many calls do you get from angry dog owners after fireworks?
I wasn't the mayor last year, so I wouldn't know. This will be my first time. So, I imagine I'll get a few. However, I'm hoping that we are getting all of this info out ahead of time enough to where people are going to be like, oh, 10 o'clock, there's going to be fireworks. Okay, I can prepare,
Yes.
Because the fireworks show is absolutely incredible. They same crew as last year, right?
Same crew.
Same crew. They do a phenomenal
Same
job.
crew.
And I can't for the life of me remember the name of the company, but
I
gotta
say
start
it's
taking,
Carly Tamburo. Carly,
yeah,
whatever.
we should really take Carly with us on all these interviews.
It's the Carly Tamburo Fireworks Company.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I just have to give a shout out to Carly. If it wasn't for her, not only would HarborFest not happen, but the village of Frankfort would just crumble.
Yeah.
Or Mike Irons. You got to get Mike Irons is a master.
When it comes to the infrastructure of the village and infrastructure of HarborFest in general, those guys go a couple days before. They put all the snow fence around the area, keep everything exactly where. I mean, they ran power into all those streetlights down there. What, last year they had to run
plug. They got
ran
plugs
all in the streetlights down there. So
DPW is incredible. They all buy in. They're all excited.
Yeah.
They're all there the day before with the bucket trucks and everything. They put the signs up and they spend the day there. And they are like kids in a candy store. They really love. It's probably the one day a year they don't even feel like they're working.
Right.
Because it's.
Well, I mean, if you've never been to HarborFest, you're going to be surprised because you think you're going to come into, a little bandstand setup or, whatever. You got this huge festival stage surrounded by cars from Master Vita Hyundai, who is sponsoring the stage. So it's the Master Vita Hyundai stage at Frankfort HarborFest. Right next to it, you got the Scott Greats State Farm Insurance tent, which it's a really, I mean, you see it in every picture. It's there. And, we love it. We love having you there. Yeah, exactly. Scott said to me last year, he says, I'm not doing it unless I can be next to the stage. I said, all right. Okay.
Yeah, no. And that's where you should
And now
be.
you're never going to get him from that spot. No matter how
that
big
was
it
tremendous.
gets, it
But
needs to
that's
be
why we
there.
need some
First
bigger
right of
tent.
And that's one thing that I believe in business is first right of refusal. If you come back, we have people that have been with us all 4 years. Todd Gookins, Big Dog Motors car show. He's been with us the whole time. He gets it. You're the DJ stage, tremendous. And this is a great way to bring this up now. When we started this, we wanted it to be a free admission event and free parking for everyone. No village money, no taxpayer money.
Right.
This is all funded by the great folks
Sponsors.
like you, the sponsors.
That's awesome.
And I let everybody know that. And another thing, this is a celebration of the residents of Mohawk Valley. This is Utica, Rome to Little Falls. That's what it's all about. Mohawk Valley has the greatest people in America. I know because I moved away for 22 years.
Sure.
And I came back.
Yep.
And I missed it. I was miserable. And I said, I miss the people. I miss the food. I'd come home every summer for a couple of weeks and I'd be so excited.
Is this?
I don't miss the food. Can you tell?
I guess.
Is this the biggest event in the Mohawk Valley? When it's funny, we say Mohawk Valley. The Mohawk Valley really is
Gigantic.
Yeah. But if we're looking at Herkimer County specifically and Frankfort, Alien, Herkimer, Mohawk, is this the biggest event of the year?
One of them, yeah. I'd say. How many people did you estimate last year?
5,000.
Oh my God,
people,
it was packed.
Now, on that, talk about the biggest event, the biggest one-day event, definitely.
Yeah.
I've had vendors tell me they do more revenue in one day than they do at the fair the whole time.
So that brings up a good point because I've got that. We talked about the music. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about your vendors and the other things that you have there.
Absolutely.
As well.
Once again, the farmers market is returning, which was a huge. There were so many vendors at the farmers market that they ended up going and starting a second row behind the first row, and it was just it was awesome. Everybody loved the farmers market. There's a lot of people returning again, and we got a lot of returning people for the farmers market.
What time is the farmers market?
It's all day.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 10 to 2.
Till dusk.
To dusk.
Okay.
No, to
Yes.
dusk.
It's all day till dusk.
And they can shut down early. We don't make
How
them
many
stay.
food trucks we got coming back? 16?
That's what I'm juggling with my phone, not because I'm disinterested. I want to look up the food trucks. That's what I'm doing.
We know you're not disinterested.
So-
I know
No,
you
oh
had
my
a
gosh,
list on
this
your
is-
poster there.
I did.
Different vendors you're going to have. And
and while he's looking that up, I can say that a couple of new things this year. We're moving the kids area up to the top of the hill. Okay,
Nice.
so like if you're going like where the stage is, if you look up to the top of the hill, that's where the kids section is going to be this year, and different games and stuff for the kids. And the other new thing that we're doing is we're taking the pavilion and making it kind of a beer garden of sorts. And how many bars?
4 vendors.
Four
We got
vendors.
the American Legion,
Nice.
Fratello's, the Brass Tack, and Perry's Pub.
Okay.
Good.
And we opened it up to 4 vendors. We sent out letters, Frankfort first.
Yep.
And everything this is offered Frankfort first. It's a Valley event, but Frankfort is the host.
Mm-hmm.
We are the heart of the Mohawk Valley, Frankfort, New York. And so there's going to be a beer garden, one section. Of course, Heel Path, Jeff Kinville and his group, tremendous, will be doing his
they
craft
just do
beers.
so much all year for this festival. They work so hard and make sure they have enough beer. I think the first year they ran out, so
They did.
They wanted to make sure
Jeff
they
is
didn't do
worn
that.
out on the.
Yeah.
This
is his most stressful time. I mean, the guy's retired and he's stressed to the max. When
He's
it comes
trying to
to
build. Yeah, he
HarborFest,
thought his son-in-law and daughter were going to run the show, and they are. But he's the master brewer, and we're bringing in 5,000 people.
Yeah, it's like Saranac.
Yeah.
Like
right.
So I got the food trucks. It's probably good to give these people a shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
American Legion's going to be doing barbecue chicken. Bahama Mama's going to be there with the ice cream. Catalina Spanish cuisine, deli tacos, Just Try It, K-Dogs, McGill's, Salamone's, Salvage Barbecue, 508 Salvage Barbecue, Scott's Tots, Squeezer's Lemonade, Teddy's Euros, Uncle Ray's, and a local favorite, Nick Shepard, give him a shout out, the Shave Shack.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's got a new rig this year. He sent me a picture.
cool.
He lives
so he's
right
really
down the street
excited.
from
we
us.
saw
So there you go.
Yeah.
He's got, you see the rig. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be there. And getting back to the kids club, I know you mentioned that, the kids zone.
Yep.
There's going to be the amateur ham radio, a Fort Herkimer amateur ham radio truck there where the kids can go and put mics on.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Pretend
awesome.
they're professionals like us.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
See,
And
and it's
then-
so
You're the only
important
professional
that
at the
you're
table.
doing something
For
for
sure.
the kids too, because the adults want to be able to go and have a good time, but you can't have a good time if your kids aren't entertained.
They're going
Right.
to be able to paint pumpkins.
Nice.
And they're going to there's going to be a flag football company there that is going to be demonstrating flag football, and the kids are going to be able to get to run around a little bit. So
All right, at the
That's
risk of sounding totally ignorant, because I've never been there. I will be this year, though. How much space? Like, do you have enough room for all this? Like, flag football and radio and kid zones and food trucks? Like, where does all this go?
that's a great question. Every year we worry about the space, and Mike Irons is the master. He comes up with, and eventually we're going to run out. And we're talking about maybe a 2-day event at some time. We're talking about maybe parking at the fairground,
That's
shuttling
what I was
people.
going to suggest. You might have to do off-site
We
parking.
do have off-site parking. Now, anybody can park in the village. If there's open parking at Village Hall, you can park there.
Right.
But also this year, we have overflow parking at where Ferdula's used to be.
I was going to
We're going to
ask
have that
about
all set up.
Central
That's nice.
Paving.
Central
Another
Paving,
sponsor,
yep.
4-year sponsor. Chucky Durst and Phil Tangora, got to thank them. Can't thank them enough.
Yep.
They are opening up their lot for parking this year. That is tremendous.
Huge.
Well, there is so much space down in our marina that it really is
Right.
going to be. It's a prime spot to
It
have an
is.
event like this or future events
Yeah.
for sure.
I couldn't believe how many people didn't realize that we had a marina.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. Yeah. We have a marina.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's a beautiful area. And I think trying to bring more people to it because it's one of only 2 natural harbors on the Erie Canal.
Oh.
So coming in off the canal,
Yep.
it's a natural harbor. And And I think that more people should see it. I mean, just bringing some life back to it.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know where it is, let's tell them exactly how to get there. You can take Route 5, the old Route 5.
Well, it is Route 5.
Route 5, yeah.
Route 5 if you're coming from Utica, you're going to take a right-hand turn over the
Father Lamanna Bridge.
Father Lamanna Bridge, which is
Railroad Street.
It's in desperate need of repair, but that has nothing to do with the village of Frankfort. I just want to throw that out. That is the town of Schuyler and the town of Frankfort.
Sounding political.
Please stop calling the village office.
And if you are on 5S, you're going to take the exit for the Frankfort Fairgrounds. You're going to go take a left or right. If you're coming from Ilion, you're going to go down Cemetery Hill, and it will be your first light.
It's 2024. Put in your GPS. Listen to listen for the music.
On top of that, one good thing that Mike Irons did this year for us is he had signs made up that are actually like down at the bottom for the St. Francis Festival. They have some point the way.
Crazy.
So we have an arrow. We have an arrow pointing
directional signs.
Directional signs. So
we'll have to check to see if we're the only village in America that has a saint pointing to a
festival. Beer.
and an Italian American club in the high school parking lot.
That's right.
It doesn't get any better. You go from the stage, the graduation stage, right into St. Francis.
Yeah, well, they're actually giving out membership applications at graduation.
Yeah, at graduation, right.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Ilion, and coming out of elementary school, seeing the people at the Moose Club hanging out outside as I was walking home.
So let's talk about what goes into planning an event like this. Like, as soon as you're done with this, it must start again.
Well, the first year, what we do is I kind of implemented this. We have a cooling off period. So as soon as it's done, all 3 years I've gone and done a video on Sunday morning. I call it my Frankfort HarborFest hangover. There's nothing quite like a Frankfort HarborFest hangover. Yeah, so I'm down there like 7 o'clock in the morning doing my little video. After that, I tell the committee, I say, look, let's take some time to relax. Don't even think about HarborFest. Don't talk about HarborFest. Let's get into the winter months. We start taking advice and feedback from the residents of the Mohawk Valley on what we could do better, what was great, what we could do better. And then after the first of the year, we start getting the committee back together and start the meetings mid to end of January.
Okay.
So, you got to book the bands.
That's the entertainment director. You got him right here.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got to be
as soon as we find the date, which I think that we've pretty much settled on the third Saturday in September, correct?
It is, and it's a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Of course, I know the Remsen Barn Festival moved their event this year. They competed with us 3 years in a row. Now they moved it. I like to think it's
you flexing. You flexing right
A
now?
little bit.
You made that
That's big.
Not me, the committee. The committee. So, with that being said, I think what's nice about it. It's the first weekend of fall, summer, the summer ends right around that weekend. Mm-hmm. It's the first weekend. It's a good shoulder weather, could be a little cool, could be hot. The first year was hot.
Yeah, first year was
was hot. Last year was a little cool. This year looks like it's going to be really nice during the day, comfortable, 70s.
Hoodie weather.
Hoodie at night. By the time Showtime comes on.
Husky men.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting into sweater season. I'm excited about it.
Me too. Sweater on top, sweatpants on the bottom,
Living in Florida for 22 years, I love this weather. When I was a little kid, I didn't even like wearing shorts. And I lived in Florida for 22 years. And now that I'm back, I've been back home for going on 7 years now. It's just tremendous. I love the cool weather, man. I can't wait. Long sleeves. I want it down in the 50s at night when Showtime's on.
I like the 50s. Just it's what comes after that I get, not too keen on.
Let's focus on the present. Let's be where our feet are. We're parents of sports, kids. And so I don't know what our schedule is that day. But the nice thing about this event starts at 10 a.m. and goes until 10 p.m.
10.
Right?
Showtime ends at 10.
And with the kid zone and the food and the drinks and the car show and all the different music that you mentioned, you've got a couple hours, 2-3 hour window at some point in your day on Saturday when you can get down there.
Correct.
And that's what's cool.
And
like it's not like a small window where you're going to miss it.
Like a concert or something or a sporting event.
Right.
And there's, when we started it too, the reason why we get such big crowds is we have different segments for everybody. Some people come just for the car show, the Big Dog Motors car show. Some people come just for the farmer's market. Some people come just for Heel Path. Some people, each band brings their own. I mean, these bands, tremendous. You go on Facebook, you see the followings. Like I mentioned, Jose Lopez did a video the other night. I caught up to these guys in Rome. They're performing, and Jose did a little video saying they were going to be at HarborFest. 4,500 views. That was yesterday morning. It's probably up over 5,000.
Well, I think everyone wanted to see Jose do a quick video. I think that's the most amazing part of that.
I think that was why. They saw that it was only 20 seconds long.
They said Jose's never said anything.
15. I tell them 15 seconds. That's
15
what I tell
seconds, yeah.
15 seconds. Of course, Jackie Pop and Dave.
Wait a minute. Did you talk about the best video you've made so far?
Oh, I don't know.
Uncle Groovy.
Uncle Groovy.
Just had a birthday.
Yes, he did. And his video is awesome. And get out there, go to @Frankfort HarborFest on Facebook, look for the Uncle Groovy video. And what was crazy about that is they just finished a song. So I wanted to get him in between. And we were standing in front of a tower of speakers.
They being Showtime.
Okay. Showtime. Yep. Yes, they. Sorry, I pointed.
That's all right.
Well, I think everybody's watching, but some people just listen, right? Okay. Some people just listen. So I asked Uncle Groovy, he goes, I'm going to be at HarborFest. And in the background, you heard an, all right, coming out of the speakers. And I'm like, I had to watch it 3 times. And if you look in the background, you could see Jose on stage. He's talking to the crowd. He didn't even know we were doing the video. So just as he says, I'm going to be at HarborFest, you hear, all right. And I'm like, that is so cool. So I think that's awesome. A reason. And that's only like 8 seconds. So you can watch it over and over and over again.
We'll have Spina link it to the show notes.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Scott. That's awesome.
Yeah, same. Make him work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's got to, the Spina kid. Yeah.
Let's talk about the future. There's a lot of talk of the amphitheater, right? This is a thing. Is this official?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously, as with anything else, we're not a booming city that can just, drop millions of dollars on a
We will be
brand new thing.
After your second year of mayor.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But so we're trying to secure funding. We have decided on a couple of different designs that are like more prefab so that we're not going to have to do construction from scratch. It'll be like a prefabricated stage. We're not looking to do your normal everyday, hey, this is an amphitheater, but it's on a gazebo, or it's like this little tiny thing. Like we're looking for a bigger stage, and it's not for, only concerts, music concerts. It's for we have stuff in mind like Friday night movie night for the kids and have a giant projection screen come down and show a movie, you know what I mean? And do different events and allow the school if they want to have an event there, that they can have an event there. If, symphony orchestra wants to come down and do, something there, they can have a concert there and, have it be open to, seat 12 to 1,500 people is what we're looking. So, awesome. And it's a natural amphitheater down there at the marina. It'll kind of be diagonal off a hill path facing off towards Route 5.
Yeah, water in the background, little scaled down lake view type feeling.
We got a scaled down end, but I mean, there's nothing, bigger than a gazebo or a small stage between Syracuse and Albany. So it'd be nice to have, hey, Blues Travelers could be in Frankfort, New York. You know what I mean? But that's kind of like the size of the stage we're looking for. It's just nothing that, we're not going to have Creed come on their reunion tour and play Frankfurt. Right. But
I'm not going to be involved unless we want national acts. That's what I said. I want, like the Blues Travelers played in Saratoga during the Belmont. They blocked the street off. So that's realistic. The Blues Travelers are realistic.
I mean, it's like, Blues Traveler, like those type of band, 38 Special, stuff that we're used to.
Molly Hatchet. I want a little flirt with disaster down at the.
My God, we were at Molly Hatchet. No, we went to a Molly Hatchet concert.
You did. How did I didn't even know.
Mistakenly. It's a whole long story.
This is a story we should not tell on air.
I mean, you know who I want to get in there for a nice intimate show?
Who's it?
Toto.
Africa, you get up on stage and do your Africa. You guys,
but yeah,
you ever heard them do Africa?
I've heard Steve McMurray do
it. We've heard them do Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Steve McMurray.
They play back
this will be the second year in a row that Steve will get up and play congas during Africa with us to sing back up.
It's a little nervous in front of a crowd that big, though.
He gets to practice, though, this weekend.
How could he get stage fright?
Well, because he does it in front of a camera.
Yeah, he does it in front of a camera. That's how, right now, nobody's watching.
The weird thing is his wife dances in front of the stage, just about the whole night. But then when he gets up. Yeah, with Groovy. But then when he gets up, she's gone. I have no idea where she went. Maybe she's hiding. I don't know.
She doesn't like him.
You brought up Steve McMurray.
We're on record with that now.
I got to bring another gold sponsor, WKTV. They're our media partner along with 92.7 The Drive and El Zorro. But what WKTV and Steve McMurray and that group have done, we put together the commercial, the 30-second commercial that's running all over the place. You can't get away from it if you're trying not to see it. And his group, we put that together. They put it together it seemed like 10 minutes. I worked with them. I sent them stuff and it was done. It was so easy. They are so easy to work with. They do so much for Frankfort HarborFest. I want to give a shout out to Steve McMurray, childhood friend of Frankfort, and his sister Susan used to babysit me. Yeah, we grew up 3 houses ago. Now Steve was a little younger. Maine. Yeah, but Steve's sister Susan babysat for me.
That's what happened.
And she let me watch, Saturday Night Live. She used to let me stay up late and watch Saturday Night Live. I tell that story. So every time Saturday Night Live comes on, I think of the McMurrays. And it's tremendous that what he does for us.
It's probably the fastest 30 minutes we've ever done.
I know, right? We could talk forever about
No, I know we're tight.
We should have part 2. We should have part 2 after, After HarborFest, Ricky and I are just like this.
We'll do some other stuff. Yeah, we'll do whatever we can do to help you out.
Rick does the post video as soon as he wakes up. In the beer garden at 7 a.m. and he just gets his phone.
I'm finishing the keg. Here I
am. That's me. Nothing like a Frankfort HarborFest.
That's right.
Hangover.
So let's talk about safety just for a minute. I mean, I'm sure the police force is down there, right, to make sure that everything is safe and everything is accessible and right.
We have a private security force as well that comes in.
Nice. Yep. Okay. Good to know. What's the message to the community about coming out to HarborFest? Why should they come?
It is a celebration of the residents of Mohawk Valley, which I used to think for years were the best people in America because I was one. And then I lived away for a period of time and now I know. So I came back to be part of the Mohawk Valley again. And it's just to be proud of the Mohawk Valley and to come. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's an all ages event. It really is. Like, so, I mean, anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, like why you wouldn't want to go down and just experience something, there's something for everybody there.
Yep.
So I love traditions. The annual event is so impactful, right? I mean, when the fair would come to town, it was bittersweet. The fair was in town, but we knew like school was starting soon, right?
And that's kind of what it is. School just started.
And being active.
The winter's coming. You got to get to HarborFest.
Frankfort Kiwanis Club, we just do certain things every year and doing those things with my father and now passing those, sharing those moments with my kids. And I really believe, right? So we're 4 years into this, but you guys are doing a tremendous job. The kids get down there.
Oh, yeah. Everybody looks forward to it.
And the kids observe more than we probably realize, right?
Sure.
And they start feeling pride in community and seeing neighbors and celebrating and having fun. So, truly to recap, car show, kids fun zone, 7 or 8 different bands, 12+ food vendors, the beer garden,
and
fireworks.
To speak to that, last year, our son Tyler came home with a couple of friends from Hartwick. One which lived in Albany and the other one which lived in Rochester. And we were down there hanging out and they're like, this is really awesome that this is going on in your hometown.
They're on Facebook. I saw Hartwick sweat. Did they have Hartwick on?
Probably.
I saw them on. They made the pictures.
They did. Yeah, I think you're right.
I have to reiterate, Mohawk Valley, this cannot be done without the sponsors.
Right. That's
who commit
100%
financing for this event. So you don't have to pay to come in.
Yeah,
you don't have to pay to park. And, Scott Great, State Farm, you're one of them. You're not going to blow your horn on your short show.
Rick's here, man. But no, seriously.
Thank you.
And right back to you guys because you're volunteering your time, right? Today and all the different promotions that you're doing, the planning. I know you got your cool down time. So other than that, you've got 9 months of planning, logistics. So all volunteer committee. None of this is village money, right? So this is all privately funded by sponsors and donors, and so really it is a celebration of epic proportion for, our standards here in the area for sure. And you guys are kind of setting the bar super high.
Well, too. And I walk around and I talk to the car show participants. We had one guy from Syracuse and one guy from Johnstown. So I know that's kind of like the reach.
Yeah.
So it's tremendous.
Yeah.
And it's super awesome because this is exactly what Scott and I are trying to focus on with this podcast is local businesses giving back to the community.
Yes.
And that is exactly what this is.
Yes.
It is local businesses saying, let's give our community members a way to celebrate.
And
for
listen,
free, it's huge.
Keep the kids here. That's my thing.
That's the biggest thing.
The
That's the
health
only
of
thing.
the future depends on them,
Right,
know?
exactly.
And so how many times do we hear there's nothing to do, there's nothing going on? There's a ton going on.
There is,
So our goal is to shine a spotlight on awesome
100%.
people doing awesome things in the community, and you guys exemplify that. So
we want our kids to come back.
Well, and it's only as good as leadership. And the Rick Adams administration started it and took it. And, once we knew that Justin was coming in, it's just a continuation because he was on the committee. So he's just in. So
and
4 years, right? So we know we got another 4 years.
The common denominator, Carly Tamburo.
And Mike Irons.
And Mike Irons.
Yeah, without Carly, Mike Irons, Mark Vallant does a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
Without them, I mean, and that's what I talk about next year. I think you're going to be chairman again. Well, let me see the committee list.
Yeah.
Because if the committee starts resigning, I'm out. Because when I tell you I do nothing, I do nothing.
Well, Scott says that you're only as good as your team, and you have a great group behind you.
Absolutely. And the team is I couldn't ask to be the chairman of I've been in business in everything since I've been working since I was 16 years old. I've been part of all groups, committees, and schools and business. Top to bottom, this is one of the best groups that I've ever worked with. They just, it's incredible.
Committee chairman Rick Sassone, rock and roll mayor Justin Smithson. It's HarborFest. It's Saturday, September 21st at the Frankfort Marina, starting at 10 a.m. and going until the village kicks you out. Could be Monday or Tuesday.
Well, I'll be there. So.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us. Tremendous.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Love Living Local. As you know, we do not run ads. Our only mission is to shine a spotlight on amazing people doing amazing things here in our local community. If you'd like to support us with this mission, we have 3 ways you can help. You can share our content on social, subscribe or follow the show on your favorite podcast platform, and you can visit our lovelivinglocals315.com website to stay up to date with everything happening in Central New York.